Good morning, dear students. Once again, we are here to discuss our DOE worksheet 25 from your chapter Life Process, schedule 31st August 2020. Okay, so students, today we will discuss how plants respire. Okay, how plants respire. According to this, we have in our previous section we have studied that for aerobic respiration we need plenty of oxygen because aerobic respiration depend upon the oxygen. Okay, so aerobic organisms, they all need oxygen, so they have to ensure that there is sufficient intake of oxygen. Okay, all green plants breathe through the process of cellular respiration, and today we will discuss this. Okay, respiration in plants. Diffusion is the method by which the exchange of gases CO2 or O2 take place through the stomata, and the large intercellular spaces ensure that all cells are in direct contact with the air. Stomata in the leaves and lenticels in hard and woody stem are the respiratory organs. Okay, means diffusion in plants. Diffusion is the method by which the exchange of gases like CO2 and O2 take place through stomata, and the large intercellular spaces ensure that all the cell are direct contact with air because oxygen is present in air. Okay, so stomata in the leaves and lenticels in the hard and woody stem are the respiratory organ of the plants. Okay, so let's study how the respiration in plants take place. And student, this is the structure of stomata. This is closed and this is open structure of stomata. You must draw in your notebook. Okay, see, all parts of the plant respire, but main respiratory organ of the plant is leaf. Main respiratory organ of the plant is called leaf. Gas like oxygen and carbon dioxide enter leaf through stomata. Okay, all gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide enters leaf through the stomata. Question arises, what is stomata? Stomatas are the tiny spores present on the surface of the leaf. Okay, epidermis of the leaf. So during the day, so with the help of this stomata, carbon dioxide and oxygen enters through the leaf, enters in the leaf with through the help of stomata. Okay, so we have during the daytime when photosynthesis, beta, keep in mind, during the daytime photosynthesis as well as respiration take place simultaneously, but the process of photosynthesis is vigorous or more vigorous means the rate of photosynthesis is high as compared to respiration, cellular respiration. And during the daytime photosynthesis take place in the leaf. Okay, and carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is taken in and oxygen diffuses out of the leaf through the stomata, right? Next, during night the photosynthesis does not take place. Oxygen diffuses through the stomata into the leaf. Carbon dioxide and water vapors are given out. Okay, means what? Let me share this more clearly. See, but yet during night photosynthesis does not take place because there is no sunlight. Oxygen diffuses through stomata into the leaf. Okay, oxygen gets into the leaf, okay, diffuses into leaf through the stomata, and carbon dioxide and water vapors given out, okay. So see the structure of stomata, okay, and you have to draw also. See, nucleus, this is nucleus, this is your chloroplast, okay, this is vacuole, guard cells, and cell wall, right? This is closed, this is open stomata, okay. See, next, terrestrial organisms breathe by using the atmospheric oxygen, where aquatic organisms take oxygen dissolved in the water. In my previous worksheet, I had also discussed the same. Okay, what terrestrial organism like us, we take oxygen from the atmosphere because we have a plenty of abundant oxygen is there in atmosphere, whereas very limited amount of oxygen is present as it is dissolved in water for aquatic animals. So oxygen level is high in atmosphere when it is compared to the oxygen in water. But natural oxygen atmosphere is high in atmosphere as compared to water, because very less amount of oxygen is dissolved with water. Hence, terrestrial organisms need not breathe fast to obtain oxygen, whereas aquatic organisms need breathe faster to get required oxygen. And please remember, in my previous worksheet I discussed the same, why the rate of respiration is high in the aquatic animals or aquatic organisms, whereas it is less in terrestrial. The reason is the plenty of oxygen, the abundant oxygen is available in the atmosphere, so there is no need to increase the rate of respiration. It's the normal rate of respiration, but whereas very limited amount of oxygen is dissolved in water, so aquatic animals have higher breathing rate or high respiratory rate. Respiration in fish. Next is respiration in fish. How fish respire. Fish has gills. The respiratory organ of the fish is called gills. These gills are connected with the blood vessel for the exchange of gases. These blood vessels are directly in contact with the blood vessels, and these gills help in aquatic species to utilize the oxygen dissolved in the water, and with the help of these gills are helpful for the aquatic species to utilize the dissolved oxygen, okay. The gills continuously keep on moving and take the water through its mouth and force it through the gills. See, gills are continuously moving, and fish take this water through the mouth and forcefully it uh, it forces this water towards the gills, and as the water passes through the thin wall of the gill, it dissolved oxygen moves into the blood vessel. See what happens, these gills are continuously moving, okay, and when fish take the oxygen by opening its mouth with the help of mouth and forcefully transfer this and forcefully send this oxygen to the gills, where it directly absorbed by the blood vessels or the blood vessels which are directly attached to the gills, and transport and send or to the different cells and the tissue of the body of the fish, okay. I'm sure it is clear. Means gills are continuously moving, and when fish take oxygen forcefully, it passes to the oxygen to gills, and these gills are attached to the blood vessels, where this oxygen directly absorbs or diffuses out to the different cells and the tissue of the body of the fish. The carbon dioxide and during the respiration is brought back to the blood into the gills and expels into the surrounding water, whereas the carbon dioxide produced during the respiration process is brought back through the blood vessels into gills, and through gills it expels out into the surrounding water. Now, characteristics of respiratory surface. It's very simple. It must be thin, it must be permeable to respiratory gases, it must be moist either with water or mucus. It should have a large surface area, and it must be in direct or direct contact with the source of oxygen. It is directly or indirectly contact with the source of oxygen. Now let's practice exercise. Name the respiratory organ of the plant and draw the diagram. Respiratory organ of the plant is known as stomata. You can write it like from here. See, the respiratory organ of plant is called as stomata. Stomata, present in the leaf, epidermis of the leaf, and lenticels in the hard and wood stem of the and are the respiratory organs of the plants. And draw this diagram, but mainly you have to write only stomatas, not this lenticels of the present in hard and woody stem. So for first answer you have to write stomata and draw these two diagrams. How do plant breathe? So students, how do plant breathe? This is again the plant breathe through all the body parts. You can write it from here to till here, all the body parts through stomata and the large intercellular to ensure the direct contact with all you have to write. Answer number 2. Third, do the plant breathe at night? Yes, plant breathe at night. And they take oxygen and diffuses out carbon dioxide and water. Answer of third question. How does fish breathe? You can write it from here. Fourth, and mainly from this part. As the water passes through the thin walls of the gills continuously keep moving from the here. The gills continuously keep moving. See. Keep moving and take the water through the mouth and force it through the gills and all. You have to write till here. This is the answer of your fourth question. Last, what is the 3 characteristics of respiratory surface? You can write any 3 of from here, like it must be thin, it is permeable to respiratory gases, it must be most moist as well as moist with the water or mucus. It should have a large surface area, or it should be directly or indirectly contact with the sources of oxygen like air and water. So this is all about today's worksheet. I hope you understand it very well, and each and every thing has been clear to you. So do fast, complete your worksheet and send it to your respective teachers. And if you really like it, do share with your friends and subscribe the channel, those who have not yet subscribed it. So students, take care, stay healthy, stay safe, stay at home. Take care, bache. Bye bye.